Welcome to Gay Fairfax, a weekly entertainment magazine sharing news, views, and pride. I'm Dave Hughes, sitting in for Michelle Michaels.
And I'm Barry Forbes. Each week we'll present events and personalities of interest to the gay women and men in Northern Virginia.
On this edition, we'll see how gay and lesbian alumni are working together through a national network of gay alumni. Plus, we'll meet Leatherella Parsons, who's cooking up funds for National Gay Pride Day organizers through, you guessed it, a cookbook.
And we'll wrap up the show with a performance with the area's very own gay and lesbian community band called DC Different Drummers. But first, here's Peg McCraw with this week's gay trivia question.
What actor, a regular on Hollywood Squares, when asked, "Why do motorcyclists wear leather?" replied, "Because chiffon wrinkles too easily"? Stay tuned for the answer at the end of the show.
Thank you, Peg. Many young students come out on college campuses when they're no longer under such strict scrutiny by their families. But college campuses are just as hostile to gay men and women as is the rest of the world. That's why college alumni are banding together to help change the attitude toward gay students on campus and to create networks of gay alumni after graduation. I recently spoke with the head of the Network for National Gay and Lesbian Alumni and with a few members of some local area alumni. And they talk about how they help colleges to graduate from homophobia. Bob Normandy, thank you very much for joining us on Gay Fairfax, and welcome.
Thank you very much.
Now tell me a bit about your group, Net Gala. That's the Network of Gay and Lesbian Alumni. Is that what it's all about?
It's the Network of Gay Lesbian Alumni Associations.
Okay.
Basically, it's the group itself of galas, probably numbers 75 to 100 different ones all over the country.
That's terrific. How did you get involved? How did the Net Gala organization get started, and how old is it at this point?
The organization is probably about 5 or 6 years old. I think it started around 1985. The gala movement itself is relatively recent, beginning probably around 1980 or 78, 79, in that time frame. And I believe Harvard was the first gala to form. And gradually, different schools started their galas, and it became obvious that there was some need for some type of umbrella organization. And so that's when Net Gala was formed.
So what does Net Gala do on the national level? There's a lot of alumni associations around the country, and you coordinate those. So what's your role at the national level?
Our role is actually to provide information for galas. We have a newsletter that comes out 4 times a year. And within that newsletter, we try to have a central theme, such as ROTC or anti-discrimination, and along with news of all the various galas. Every gala sends us a copy of their newsletter, and so we abstract from that and sort of have 3 or 4 pages of just gala news, what's going on at all the schools and what different galas are doing, what they're doing with the money they're raising, they're establishing certain funds, how they're relating to the students, what they do with the students, and so forth.
Well, tell me one last thing. Why is it important for alumni to join an organization like that? Real quickly.
I think it's important to give a sense of alumni, of gay and lesbian alumni identity to people. So many people, while on campus, did not have a good time of it. It was very difficult for a lot of people. And it brings a lot of gay and lesbians back to the school campuses who never ordinarily would have come back had there not been an organization such as ours, so they can have homecoming events of their own and so forth.
That's terrific. Well, we have a number of people from different galas around the country with us today, and I'd like to spend some time with each of them. So first, I'd like to thank you very much for coming in, Bob. And next, we'll go to some other people from around the country from different universities and colleges. Well, we have representatives from two of the area's universities' galas, Gay and Lesbian Alumni Association. I'd like to welcome you Steve Snell from William & Mary Gala, and also Rick Sincere from Georgetown University Gala. Thank you very much for joining us. Start off with you, Steve. I know that you've had tremendous success at William & Mary with the Alumni Association with the college. Tell us what you've been able to accomplish at William & Mary.
Well, ours has been really quite a dramatic success story. We started out with an administration that was quite hostile to us, and only recently we have been able to successfully advocate for the inclusion of sexual orientation in the college's non-discrimination policies. We've also been able to include sexual orientation in the professional staff training for faculty and staff at the College of William & Mary.
So they're now trained how to be homosexual. Is that what you mean by that?
No, basically to make staff and faculty much more sensitive to the issues and surrounding sexual orientation.
Terrific. What does that mean for the students of William & Mary?
It means a more sympathetic environment, an environment that is less homophobic, an environment that is easier for them to be more natural and be themselves in.
So it'll be different than when you were at William & Mary?
Oh yes, very different.
Really?
I was there some time ago when it was very, very different scene.
Terrific.
We now have about 350 members.
That's wonderful.
Yes, we're quite large.
Rick, I'm not going to ignore you. Rick Sincere from Georgetown University Gala. Georgetown has had a bit of controversy in the last couple of years with the gay and lesbian students and issues. Tell us about your role with that.
Well, the reason that Georgetown Gala was founded back in 1986 was in part to channel money to the students who were denied funds by the university. Later in 1988, the courts ordered Georgetown to give money and some form of recognition to the student organizations. So Georgetown Gala has now been transformed into almost solely a social organization. But we do interact with the students on a regular basis, and we have a lot of fun in the process.
So you've been successful in getting money to the gay students on campus. What other major successes have you enjoyed in the last few years?
Well, there have been mentions in the Georgetown Alumni magazine, nothing too significant, but we were there. But our major focus is on doing social events. We have 4 major events each year: winter, spring, summer, and fall. And we have a bi-monthly newsletter which goes out to all of our members who are far-flung, some as far away as California, but most of our members are in the Washington metropolitan area.
Well, thank you both for being here with us today, and good luck to you.
Thank you very much, Barry.
Thanks, Barry.
We have 2 more guests from gala organizations around the country. And first, I want to thank you, Bob Summersgill from George Washington University, and also Michael Shen from UMass. And which campus is that, UMass? Or
This is the Amherst campus.
Amherst campus.
Right.
I've been out there. Beautiful country.
It's in the middle of the Connecticut River Valley. It's a beautiful place.
That's great. Well, Bob, you're more local with George Washington University.
Right.
Why is it important locally for groups to get involved with the gay and lesbian organization with alumni?
Well, one, it helps support the students on campus and help improve the atmosphere. As well, the administration has not come to grips with the fact that there are lesbian and gay students on campus as well as alumni. So we're trying to make that point very strongly for them.
Now, we've heard about some successes with other alumni groups. What are the current issues? What do you see in the future which will be the issues which will be bringing people together?
Well, right now we have a resolution before the Faculty Senate to include sexual orientation in the policy statement, although it's already under D.C. law. We're going to be looking at the ROTC program on campus.
I'm sorry, the ROTC? The ROTC?
The ROTC
Okay.
on campus, Reserve Officers Training Corps, which is part of the Department of Defense.
Now, why is that a problem, the ROTC program?
They discriminate against lesbian and gays as a matter of policy, and the university provides them with facilities, with tuition for students, and many students get into the university on that program, full tuition, but lesbian and gay students, at least openly gay and lesbian students, are prohibited from being part of that. And should they be discovered or come out while in school, the Department of Defense asks for all the money back.
Oh, my. Okay. Michael, is that the same for your group at UMass Amherst, or what other issues are you grappling with now as gay alumni?
Well, as a gay alumni group, actually I should say that we are a gay, lesbian, bisexual alumni group. At the university, for some years now, the student organization has acknowledged the bisexual community. And so because we feel as an alumni group we should respect and continue the traditions of the university, of the student organization, we too are embracing the bisexuals within the organization.
How do you get people involved? How do you recruit members?
Well, with the Gay Pride Days, we always have booze and we all march. We do a lot of contacting of alumni through personal contacts, and we advertise in, or get mentions in the university-wide alumni bulletins.
Everybody loves a parade, and gay women and men are no different. That's why one of the most popular musical groups in the area is DC's Different Drummers. Known as a community band, DC's Different Drummers performed at the 1990 Gay Pride Day celebration, helping the whole crowd to march to a gay beat.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm Lesbian and Gay Pride Day welcome to DC's Different Drummers, the Philadelphia Freedom Band, and the New York City Lesbian and Gay Big Apple Corps.
If you'd like to meet other gay men and women in the Fairfax County area, why not join the Fairfax Lesbian and Gay Citizens Association?
Find out how you can join FLGCA by writing to Post Office Box 2322, Springfield, Virginia 22152, or call the group directly at area code 703-451-9528.
Every June, Gay Pride Day celebrations are held in cities and towns across America. Coordinating these efforts is the Baltimore-based organization called the International Association of Lesbian and Gay Pride Coordinators. In order to raise money for its efforts, the group is selling a cookbook called Cooking with Pride. The book was compiled by the alter ego of the chief coordinator, Brian Predica. In fact, I and the entire Gay Fairfax crew were blessed with a visit by the main dish herself, Leatherella O. Parsons, who talked about cooking with pride and raising some dough. I'm absolutely delighted to have you as a guest in our show on Gay Fairfax, Leatherella O. Parsons.
Well, thank you, thank you. I'm delighted to be here.
Now, tell me really, has anyone ever confused you with your very famous cousin?
Oh, yes, many, many, many times. But, of course, Luella O. Parsons is dead and has been for several years.
And you're not.
And she looks terrible. I, however, am young and beautiful as ever, and I look wonderful. Yes, Leatherella O. Parsons is my name. Lolly to my friends.
Oh, may I call you Lolly?
Yes, you may, although we've never dated. But that's all right. That's all right.
Well, I appreciate the
my pleasure.
concession, certainly. Now, Lolly, you have a new organization that you are supporting, promoting. Tell me about that organization.
Yes, although it's 10 years old, it's new to me in a way. It's the International Association of Lesbian/Gay Pride Coordinators.
Excuse me, lesbian/gays?
That sounds a little S&M, but it isn't.
Okay,
We alternate, and then the other year, then it's gay/lesbian.
I
You know
got
how because we try to include everybody, and anyone who has anything to do with the Pride Festival, be it a parade, a picnic, a dance. Even if 10 people get together under a street lamp. A potluck. The world-famous potluck, sure, sure. Anyone who has a pride festival of any kind can come to the organization. And we're mainly a support group, an umbrella group. One of the big things we've managed to do lately is come up with the